Yeah, I'm live now. You want to join on me? Help. Let's go continue this journey. All right. What's going on, everybody? Uh, yeah, as you already know, this is BMT. Don't mind me. I got things going on. In the background. But um, yeah, we actually are doing this conversation. So um, pretty much, I'm gonna have a conversation with you guys on the talk of DMX and pretty much what he got going on, and it's a whole lot of stuff. Now, I can't go read all the links and all the stuff. We already know the 411 that DMX went home, did some crack, coke, whatever the stuff that he gets involved with. Close that door. Whatever stuff that he get involved with, he likes snorting and doing his blow, and pretty much so, um, OD'd. Now a lot of people gonna be like, BMT, how can you be so insensitive? Miss me with that. Like, no, I'm here to do the story, the news, the rapport for what a lot of men we need to be on point and talk about. So, listen, y'all, the situation looks really fucked up for DMX right now. I don't know how to sugarcoat it any more than what it does. This man is in a vegetable state. What I'm more so worried about is he got 15, 15 kids that he got to take care of. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and drop that down. I got you, girl. I'm gonna drop this down. So we're gonna have a good talk about this one. Somehow, 15 kids, that's a lot of kids. Like, Jesus. Like, ain't no way to get around that. Like, shit. And a lot of people are like, yo, dude, like, you embarrassing black people. No, I'm not. That many doggone kids, and the situation he's in is pretty bad. All right, like I said, I know me and Jay are gonna cover this because, like I said, this is what I be telling y'all: vasectomies save lives, condoms save lives, abortions save lives. Uh, y'all can feel how y'all want to feel about it. I don't give a fuck. Um, because honestly, this situation right here, people, this is the problem when people have all these damn kids and can't take care of their kids, and the situation is no. Now, DMX at a young age, he was introduced to crack at 14. So at 14 years old, an older man in the interview with Talib Kweli, I ain't gonna play it because I ain't want to get striked. Um, had him out there. You backstage? Oh, there you are. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I've been here the whole time. I heard your whole conversation when you was on the phone.
I didn't even know you was back there. I didn't know you back. Sometimes you just slide in. 15 kids and none of them came to see him in the hospital. Yep, that is so
I
true.
thought they did come to see him. The last article I said, I thought this was somebody came to see him.
Probably some of the older ones probably might have probably gave a damn to, or I think not the older ones, probably the younger ones. The younger ones probably like the babies. They came by to see him.
The
The
younger ones
older ones
have a choice.
yeah, the other one, the older ones, they're like, nah, fuck that. I ain't seen. Like, I'm not seeing them. Like, while y'all out there partying, doing prayer vigils and all that gossip, Gucci shit out there for DMX, his family is like, nah, we good. Like, we all good. Like, we ain't. And I know y'all gonna be like, well, damn, BMT, you just ragging in on a black man. Am I ragging in? Or I'm talking about the real gritty stuff. That this is what happens when you sow them seeds, you sow them demons, and now they catching up with you. And everybody gonna be like, well, they should go honor him. What's your thoughts on that, Jay? You know,
It's definitely, not to give out too much personal information because it's not really my story to tell, but I have a similar situation in my family, not nearly as many kids, but there's a similar situation in my family where a family member passed away, and the oldest son, well, he has two kids. Like one is like, let's see, 42, he's got to be 46, and the other one is like 22, 23. Two different women, obviously. But he passed, and it's like his caretaker, was another family member, is upset because he wasn't married, didn't have a will, so it's like, oh, well, his kids don't never really come around and this and that. And I'm in the back of my mind, I'm like, whose fault is that? Like she was trying to call me for, I guess, some insight. And I'm just like, who, I didn't say it to her, but I'm just like, it's not their fault that they didn't come around. He's the adult. He's the father. He should have been trying to forge relationships with them, and I guess like he has a relationship, but it's not that great of a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So now here we are, and now the caretaker feels some type of way about certain shit that's going on in the background, because it's like, oh, well, his
right,
kids shouldn't have this and that a say because they didn't take care of him. So this is what happens when you sow your seeds and don't form relationships with kids. So to be honest,
right.
I get it. I get it with the older kids.
See, this is where we had that here. This is where we. This is see. This is
Which is another reason why you should have your paperwork. You should have all your paperwork in order too. Because like I said,
see.
he doesn't have much, but still, you should still have your paperwork together. But anyway.
Listen, DMX is net worth is -$1 million. -$1 million. So, shit. Listen, it's gonna be an act of God. Like I honestly, death is a more befitting way to go out for this dude. Like
I don't want to laugh at the situation, but yeah, you're right. I
I,
mean,
I don't lose. Listen, I'm not losing no sleep because honestly,
I just thought,
no.
to be honest, I thought he was doing better. I thought he had gotten clean. I thought he was trying to get his life together. And obviously he got some demons. You know what I'm saying? I'll just say that. Obviously he had some demons that he felt like he had to do what he did. And I'll just say that.
So here we go right here. Like, and a lot of people say, "Dang, you kicking him while he's down?" And I'm not kicking him while I'm down. I'm actually just bringing out. Listen. I don't get paid to shed tears. You knew better. You knew better. You could have got help. You went to Ayala tried to help you. Different people have tried to help
Yeah.
DMX. Different people have tried to get him like, yo, dude, stop. Like what you're doing is not healthy for you and your family. So now the rooster has finally come to crow. And now all of a sudden it's one of those situations where he has to look inward at the situation. I mean, I don't think he can. You know what I'm saying? And I remembered watching, see, everybody was laughing when he was talking shit to his wife on Fix My Life and all them other shit. Like everybody was laughing at that stuff. Everybody thought it was funny. That wasn't funny because she said this, I quote, one day you gonna need me, nigga, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to come. She said that on the show to him. You are going to need me. I'm not going to come this time. So now, guess what? Here we are. Here we are, where as to he he can't call for her. He can't call for her. He can't say nothing to really. I mean, like I said, you see it now. The kids ain't trying to come. You know the other ones, the babies, mind you, you already barely were taking care of your situation with the other kids. And see, this is where I have a problem. I got to tell men, listen, bro, don't make more goddamn kids if you can't take care of the kids. You already got the kids already out there that you can't handle.
But see,
Everybody,
that's the thing. Like, even if you have all the money in the world, there's no way you can physically take care of 18 kids. You can't.
he got a lot of kids out there, and I mean, And like I said, that understand when you die, that debt gets transferred over to your family. It goes over to your family. You think the debt collectors care? Like they transfer that shit over to them. And,
And now you got to fight them to get it off your record.
and best believe, I'm like, no, 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 no. You want to know what's a cold thing? When your family says, "Nah, that ain't my dad. I don't see that." And I tell you right now, people will say, "Nah, BNT, you saying some bullshit." Am I saying some bullshit? Well, I'm telling you what. You listen. People start really showing how they feel at funerals about you.
Mm-hmm.
I've done seen this plenty of time. Y'all can be all malice and callous and watch me from the clouds. Feel whatever you got to feel. I don't give a shit. I'm trying to tell y'all and show Jay that listen to all y'all that like talking about kids, 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 kids. Miss me with that shit because now you see now y'all doing whole block parties. I'm gonna tell you right now. If anything, his family probably wants y'all to leave him the hell alone. That's probably why he's messed up now. I mean, he got his own demons, but everybody, we should have probably been telling X like, "Yo, you need to chill out, bro. Your situation looking pretty grim right now." You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing you gonna tell those women that you done impregnated, and everybody just clapping it up. Well, as a man, no, dude, you should have stopped. You should have balled out.
Why do you think so many men don't want to get vasectomies? And it's like they leave it up to the women to do birth. And we've heard it here on this panel, that birth control is a responsibility of the woman. So why do you think men don't want to get vasectomies?
Listen, 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 listen. I got 2 more years left, if that. And then after that, I'm going for the laser snip. Like I'm going in there and getting mine. I don't give a shit what y'all think. I'm going in there to go get the snip. You old fuckers that are still out there busting and shooting loads out there in the universe, y'all are crazy as fuck. I don't have no sympathy for y'all or the sisters. What they go through. Y'all are crazy as fuck. The world ain't getting no better. It's not getting no better with goddamn anything. Like nowadays, you notice the younger people, guess what they're not trying to do? They're not trying to have kids. And if they do, listen, they will go correct that really quick. Like real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like guys will take their girl, babe, we ain't got the money. Oh, listen, I already got the car cranked up. I'm going down to the clinic. Say less. Like they will go there and take that and say, well, y'all can try to play the moral card if you want.
Right.
But
Listen, my daughter just turned 14. I am all for taking her to get her on birth control. She has not had sex yet, but I am all for preventative measures so that shit don't happen.
so, like I said, 15 kids. Y'all saw the video. Y'all don't have to. Y'all can say BNT. You speaking down on the man, but we've seen the video of his children trying to make amends with that. What's going on? What's going on, Sincere One? What's going on, Kelly Q? Exactly. You can't emotionally be there for more than 5 kids. I struggle giving only 3 attention because one is exactly. So, what's going on, Topaz? What's going on, Mama? You can always come up. So, when I hear people having multiple kids in multiple homes, listen, bro, like the situations is hard, but there's no way you can effectively be there, and
Right.
man up. So, y'all not gonna tell me that he was raising 15 goddamn kids that we know
And
of.
then you think about it at the peak of his career, he was on the road. So,
So,
right.
so let's head
There's
at
no
this.
way. I'm
So
sure at the peak of his career when all of this was happening, he wasn't raising them kids.
no, he wasn't. So let's look at it where somebody. So let's hit it. Let's be the bad. I will be the bad on the opposite side. Well, those women should have chose. Those women should have chose better rather than sleep with that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? Because it's DMX. Listen, listen when they look at the check. Most of these guys that choose certain women choose them or usually placate Like they'll go to parties or clubs or certain things to get with women or people that don't have the same amount of money. So when you see, if you notice a lot of their so-called come up baby mamas, yeah, they choose them purposely because they're like, well,
Well,
like
the come
we
up
know
baby
that,
mama is usually like the chick. The come up baby mama is usually the chick they went to high school with, or from the hood that they know. And then it's like the second, third, fourth, whatever on down the line is usually like the IG type chick. You know what I'm saying?
right? Like, oh, don't worry, y'all. I will be doing my scoop on Lamelo, and uh Tiana Trump. Like, I can't. Y'all gonna like that one because all that
She's still
bullshit.
around. I thought she got deported.
No, Tiana Trump ass is back. Like her ass is back. Like
But she did get
understand
deported at one time, right?
she did. She's back. She's
Okay.
back. Here's the thing about it. As much as they like to use that pacifist talk, well, if the dads were in the home, well, guess what? Had a whole dad, had a whole Becky, mommy, and he still chose that type of woman. So,
Like I
so,
always say, hoes get wiped every day, B.
exactly. So, like I said, told y'all, we can do this conversation. I can definitely, we can definitely throw that out there in the universe. Um, so again, with X right now throwing out into the universe the goddamn children that he has, you know what I'm saying? Let alone again, people gonna say, well, they don't respect him as a man, or y'all are shaming the man. This man, literally, we done watched this man crash and burn. And I'm trying to tell other men who are going in that same path, listen, bro, like what you do to your children, to your family, they do remember. I know y'all like to tell that story. Well, granddaddy, yeah, he slept with different women, but grandma held him down. You wanna know why a lot of these laws are passed about accountability, why a lot of these laws are being passed about doggone holding men to a certain type of um accountability. You wanna know who's the ones who are really pushing hard for these laws? Jay, who you think are the ones pushing hard for these laws?
Women.
But I got something even
But
more
that's
crazy.
because, well, we've had that conversation before. That's because, you know, what is it? Mama, Papa's maybe, Mama's whatever. I can't remember the saying, but
Daddy's baby,
Daddy's,
um,
yeah,
mama's baby. I mean, mama's.
yeah, Mama's
God
baby,
damn it!
Papa's maybe.
So let me show.
And
Let me.
that's
But
what it is, because the man was
mhm.
walking out, and just leaving the kids. And it's like, well, wait a minute, I need help or whatever the case may be. And, of course, we know in this space, they always argue that, oh, your white daddy, the welfare. It wasn't the welfare system. Men was walking out, going to the, proverbial IG model, to the next chick, because they thought the grass was greener on the other side, and found out it wasn't. And so they was abandoning their first and second and third, on and on down the line, family.
Like you got. Here's the thing, and here's the thing about. Here's the thing that's gonna get y'all really spooked. Them kids grow up and they remember what you did. So when we come to these laws or these tropes or these talking points, see them kids are the ones that them white kids that were abandoned by their dads, but then after that, when they came into money or something like that, they make sure that the next guy was going to suffer. They make sure that the next man, if my parent had to do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to make sure y'all know. When I hear y'all talk about financial literacy and all that stuff, or hey, that people need to be accountable, men and women with their wounds and shit. Guess what? These things catch up with them. So we definitely have it. Well, I think Topaz probably still gonna be around on that. You know.
Oh no, can y'all hear me?
Okay, we can hear you now. That's good.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I know I didn't. I was reading the chat. I didn't realize you had let me in yet. So
Hey, you
I
good?
got a question. So hey BMT, hey Jay of low. I don't want to say of low value.
No, you good. You good.
So which part? Like I just got in here right before I typed in the chat. So are y'all talking about what DMX's dad should have done? Or are y'all talking about what he's doing to his kids?
Well, we're
I
gonna
guess
just
both.
hold the onus. We're gonna hold the onus
Okay.
on both. Because like I said, I mean I'm mainly focused on DMX right now. But I know, like I said, because I don't want to give it no excuse. Well, because his dad wasn't there, so that's why he's doing what he's doing. You know, I'm like,
Right.
you're a grown man. See, I hate giving people that trope because just because your mom was a hoe, don't mean you gotta be a hoe. Just because your daddy went out to sell dope, don't mean you gotta sell dope. You feel me? Like at some
Right.
age, at some time we grew up. Us three grew up, and we like, hey, what they did don't mean to mean what we gotta do. So,
Right. Well, now I will say this though. You know, in our culture, even though elders don't always deserve it, they get told. You know, like they get the benefit of the doubt. A lot of people, like you have to literally, your parents have to really be doing something just evil that nobody can understand for you to ever be able to say you could go your own way. Now, if you can handle the social consequences of doing it and then you make it, then you get to live your own life. But a lot of people ain't that strong.
Mm.
mm,
I see it all of the time. There are people in their 30s coming in my office where their parents still have a stronghold over them. And so I feel like we as a culture need to be more open minded. Like we need to praise the idea that somebody gets to choose their own life path. We like trying to tell people what they should be doing because, you know, most black people feel like they know somebody else's life better than them.
mm-hmm.
And so how this relates to DMX, right? Because y'all know I will go on a tangent. How
No,
this
no, no,
relates
go ahead.
to DMX is that it wasn't his parents that had the stronghold over him. To me, I feel like he talked about his life where he didn't really have a whole lot of interaction with his parents. He was institutionalized from like the age of 7, I think they said. So for him, it was more like, you know, wanting somebody to be there in the drugs field, the void, because when you're in the entertainment field, drugs are you know, available and everybody's telling you how they use them and that makes them feel better. You know, it's like a whole different world. If you ever talk to people in the entertainment field, their
Mm-hmm.
mind just works like everybody owe them something. Life can never be fulfilling, and drugs is the only thing that will ever be there for them consistently. And a lot of them do overdose because it's a lot of people with their hand out. It's a lot of people trying to tell you where to go, and then your lifestyle depends on it. You know, the $1 million come with strings.
Right. Now let's look at this. A lot of his songs, and I mean, if y'all listen to a lot of DMX songs, they were filled with hurt,
Mm.
pain, rape, drugs, abuse. Um, I'm not. Did anybody else catch that in his music
Yeah.
or
But
in
see,
a
here's
lot
the
of his stuff?
thing.
Go
Here's the
ahead.
thing. Black people, and I'm not speaking on him specifically because I don't know, but black people do not want to go get therapy, you know,
No.
Mm,
and we would rather self-medicate. And that's probably what he was doing because he was molested, like you said, and all kinds of stuff. So instead of going through the proper channels to get help, you know, and hell, you know, and I know I say it all the time, and I probably am going to be repeating myself again. About 75% of these dudes in this space need therapy, but they use this as a
Personally,
therapy.
everybody can use therapy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I mean, I'm talking extensive therapy.
Right,
Oh, yeah,
right.
absolutely. You know, I worked through a lot of shit in professional therapy, but black people in general, like, you know, going to your pastor, talking to your homegirl, talking to your mama, daddy, whoever is not therapy. Like a lot of
Right,
us have trauma and pain. Hell, just being black in general in America is trauma, you know.
right.
So a lot of us need therapy and we choose to self-medicate, be it through drugs, alcohol, women, men, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm really wondering if instead of, you know, going through those channels, he should have probably been in someone's chair.
Yeah, but we as Black people don't really trust the medical system and
Yeah.
or like authority. And then also we tell each other that you're weak if you can't just get over it. Like we expect one another.
Right.
Like it's bad enough that the majority culture tells us to get over it, but we expect and require one another
Oh yeah,
strong
absolutely.
all the time, such that we not even human. We don't even treat ourselves or other Black people as human beings.
True. True.
Like, I want to know how many people had any understanding. I'm not even saying like you gotta, be, overly sympathetic or you gotta give them a pass. But like somebody typed in the chat, when you 7 years old and you spend the ages from 7 to 14 in a juvenile detention center, that does something to your ego and your self-esteem. You don't have a whole lot of agency because other teenagers are learning to start depending on themselves and making decisions. And here you are, your life and your survival and your health depends on you letting somebody else tell you every single, daily decision. So, his mindset was not in the right place. And let's think about why your parents and your pastor cannot be your therapist. Your pastor can't be your therapist because he has an agenda. So does your parents. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not always for your benefit. In the church, it's for the pastor to say to you that he's leading you to God. Everything you tell him, he's gonna do is tell you whether or not it's a sin, which most things are according to pastors, and then how much you need to pay in tithes to get healed
Right.
so that God can forgive you. Now should pastors be better? Yes, but they're not. Like, we got to deal with what is. Your parents have an agenda. How well you do as an adult is a direct and inaccurate factor into how good of a parent they've been. So as long as you making a bunch of money, you could be out here all kinds of fucked up as an adult. You making a bunch of money, you buy your mama and daddy a house or a car, and they will act like nothing ever happened. You're never allowed to tell your parents what you think of their parenting. They don't ever feel like they should have to parent to the child's personality instead of just a one size shoe fits all type of parenting. And to me, a lot of this is Black laziness. We don't want to go into therapy because we know that it requires hard emotional work, and you don't want to do it. You get an attitude. Your friends and family aren't going to support you because they feel like, well, why do you need to go tell somebody something that may at some point include me?
I agree.
Oh, and is my echo gone, y'all? Is my echo gone?
It is gone.
Okay.
I think, like I said, one of the tropes to this right here, and like I said, we're only going off of what we've seen, everyone. Like, we're going off of what we can infer. Like, trust and believe, we have months upon months of time to have watched DMX cultivate and grow. And this, like I said, I remember watching this brother when he was doing these shows, when he was doing having this certain type of energy of stuff. And it like I said, saying, and I remember watching him on stage sweating and singing songs like, niggas want to die, niggas can't try. Like, I remember all these songs. So, everybody was like, nah, this is our culture. Like, no, that was the negative aspects. And we seen his sons bring up. I remember you bringing women around me when I would come to spend time with you. Listen, y'all don't get mad at me. You can't shame them. His son crying, who went to go get a therapist, so that way they could get help. Say whatever y'all gotta say about Ayala, but she literally she is a licensed therapist. So she literally didn't help. She even got tired of saying, yo, I can't help y'all because y'all don't want help. If you don't want help, I'm not gonna waste my time. So she tried to help him, which he refused to take her help. Part of the thing about therapy is wanting to receive help. Topaz can't help you if you don't want help. You can't force somebody to rehab if they don't want help. Granted, yes, I was happy.
Are you
I was
talking about? Are you
surprised.
talking? Are you talking about Ilana?
Yeah, Ilana. You know what I'm saying? My bad. I think I said. But I'm also talking about any therapist that has offered that
No, I split
offers
it.
to
No, no,
come
no.
help people.
I slid off for a second. That's
Okay,
why.
yeah. But I'm saying that, you know, part of the thing about reconditioning, but understand this, you know what I'm saying? Throwing money or saying because people have money and stuff, or I don't give people excuses for why they do what they do. Like you
Mhm.
gotta want like you could force somebody to rehab, but unless they really want it, they're gonna go right back.
Well, people who are on substances, sometimes what happens is they are afraid, or either they forget what life is like without the substances. When you get rehab, you have to then come out to a supportive community that is going to
Mm,
help you actually relearn life as a sober individual. All your memories in the past have substance abuse involved in it. It's a cornerstone for some people. The people, places, and things that you were in before rehab all have substance abuse either readily available, or somebody's benefiting off of you staying not off of you not getting sober, not getting help. So you
right,
have to live, you come out literally of rehab as an infant, and a lot of people aren't ready for that, or either they don't have the appropriate resources to be able to maintain that when they come out.
right. I would ask the question because see, I mean the thing like understand this, like I'm looking at it whereas to this man has squandered all his resources of money, made ample children, and everybody's saying, "Well, damn, you just talking that." I'm literally pulling out because everybody gonna be like, "Why y'all saying what you're saying?" But
But
I'm
that's his
more worried.
life.
I'm worried about them damn 15 children. The women, his wife already said, his wife already spoke her piece. Nigga, I'm not coming. I ain't coming. And we ain't gonna trust and believe she has her right not to show. Like, nigga, you done beat my ass. You done humiliated me. Yeah, me
Because you
looking
know
all
what?
kind of crazy.
I guarantee he was probably also abusive too. I would not be
No,
surprised
she already said that. She
because
already said
that
that.
usually a lot of times it goes hand in hand.
She already
Okay,
said that.
she did. All right, because I'm like,
She
especially if
already,
he was on
yeah,
drugs that hard, yeah.
she already said that. I think that's why they had the couples thing. They had the couples thing, and they talked about, yo, nigga, when you, she said, when you get on that substance, you ain't the same. You don't
Mm-hmm.
remember what you be doing.
Yep. I
And
told you.
he
I've said that. I've lived that. Like I told you
so
before with my ex. Like when he was sober, he was straight. But when he would be on that shit, when he would be drunk or high or whatever, he was a different person.
and sometimes we'll ask the question, well, why the one multifaceted question that comes up is, well, why would the woman stay, or why would certain people stay with those type of people? And I'll tell you that from my experience, usually is you're looking and you're trying to see that good in them. You're trying. You say,
Yep.
I still see
That's
them.
really
I still see
yep.
them. I still see something good in them. I still see them as
And
somebody
like
as
I
a
said, he
human
probably
being.
was a great person. And probably when he was sober, like I said, at least, and I'm speaking from personal experience, when he was sober, he was great. You know what I'm saying? He was great when he was sober. So it's probably a similar situation. When he was sober, she was probably like, yeah, he's a good dude. He's caring, this, that, and the third. But then when he's, and unfortunately, the highs, the person started getting high or drunk or whatever he was into more and more and more. So obviously the crazy happens more and more and more.
Right. And so
And then on top
these
of that, like
things.
I said, he was an
Mhm.
artist. So he was probably out there cheating and doing whatever. On top of that, it's like, damn, you done went out and fucked 15 groupies, and then gonna come home and want to whoop my ass. You know what I'm saying? That's probably what happened.
You know what I'm saying? Like these things, like I said, these kind of stuff. I'm telling y'all, man. Like they corrode at us. You know what I'm saying? Uh, where I know that you know it was that X is God. I mean, hopefully, like I said, I like him. Then again, I also hate some aspects of him that remind me of people that I know. So,
Yeah,
like
I
the
just
way
wanted
he
him to do
talked,
better. I thought he was doing better.
You're right. Like the stuff, like understand, like the stuff, the way how he talks, that's from doing drugs, like like the growling and stuff. That's that's
Is it?
that yeah, that he's sick. He's sick. But everybody just took that as he's a dog or he's trying to do something. No, that damn crack messes you up.
I did not know that that's from years of that.
Doing that, listen, you ever see what people be
I did not know.
You
I
ever
did
see
not
what
know that
people
was
be
years of
gritting
that.
their teeth? Like, or they'll start, they can't, you ever
Yes, I've seen that. I've seen that. Yeah.
he be gritting his teeth. He be noticing like they got a habit of always grinding
I've
their
seen
teeth.
that in grinding.
He can't like that's something he naturally cannot help. This how look. Y'all
Yeah.
don't believe? Go watch the videos on how he talked and notice he's always, for the most part, doing what? Twitching. I'm like, nobody ever
They
thought to take this
talk,
man
you
to go
know
get him.
what? I yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I
Jay?
used to talk to a dude. I used to talk to a dude briefly, and it's hard to describe the way that they move their lips. I can't describe it. It's like they talking and grinding at the same time. And then I remember we was having a
Yep.
conversation. He was saying, it's like we was having a conversation, and he was like, you know how you say, "Oh, how'd your last relationship end?" or whatever. And he was like, "Oh, she got back on drugs," and I'm like, this motherfucker was on drugs. But it was just the way he would talk. I can't describe it, but the way he would talk and move his mouth.
That's part of that. That's that boom. That's that crack. That's that stuff. It be wearing these dudes out. That it gets them like that. And I mean, people be thinking that, yo, man, like I was like, yo, weird. Like X is on that shit bad, bro. Like, and understand, this is not his first time overdosing. Everybody thinking that we being grimy. This is not his first time overdosing. You can pull it up in 2016. He's overdosed.
I'm still trying to figure out how Lil Wayne. I'm still trying to figure out how Lil Wayne is still walking around. But anyway,
Lil Wayne done had 2 baby heart attacks. That nigga's on hanging on from Jesus. So, and understand, you best believe, baby, and understand. A lot of these young dudes, a lot of these dudes, these black men, they get enticed to this shit at a young age. And you know what I'm saying? Say what y'all gotta say about the black woman and her deviancy and her sexuality. I'd rather deal with somebody who's you know what I'm saying? Okay, so she's singing whole culture. But goddamn, you got a whole person that damn popping out babies and shit and on crack and shit. Oh hell no. Look, you know that's something bad waiting to happen. Because they need help. They need therapy. That person is making lives, but is not knowingly, consciously knowing what they are doing. So that's dangerous. Y'all can say, well, BNT, really? It is. These children suffer. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, goddamn, y'all see, everybody was laughing at notice. Bobby and Whitney. Y'all seen how hard it was for damn Bobby and Whitney, man. And look at the kids. They picked up on the drugs too. This shit ain't no game. You know? Topaz, what you want to say into that, mama?
No, I mean, y'all making some great points. I did see somebody in the chat. They were like, they can't have sympathy for people who choose drugs over healing. And here's the thing. You're not supposed to, right? Because you not having sympathy for them is what will drive them into treatment. So you can't understand that. But now the only thing I would say to the audience is just understanding that, like, let's say at 15 years old, all you've known is the inside, you know, and this is not just only for DMX, right? Like, let's say at the age of 15, all you've known is some type of traumatic experience, whatever it is, right? How sympathetic are we as a culture? Don't we blame the victim and say, well, you know, you could have chose, you could have ran away from home, you could have done this, you could have done that, because hindsight is 2020, and everybody want to feel like they smarter and it would never happen to them. So it's a form of distancing yourself from the person that went through something. So from the age of 15, you've been using crack all your memories. So like you're 50 years old, 35 of your years on this planet have involved crack cocaine use of some kind. You know, that ain't something easy to walk away. For a lot of people, they don't want to get clean because for them, they'd rather go ahead and just die. They already are living dead anyway. You know, there is like, you can't miss what you never had. And so I'm just explaining that to y'all so y'all know what you're dealing with. But you not having sympathy means that they would have to go and get some type of treatment. You're making a requirement for them to be in your life of being sober, because for that person, they are not capable anymore of independent reasoning and thought. The drug is in control of them. They are not managing their own lives. The drugs are what is fueling all of their actions. And just so y'all know, the addiction criteria, you have to have negative consequences that you're willing to overlook or find ways to cope and tolerate. And also you have to spend a majority of your time either trying to access, taking and using, or recovering from the effects of the substance. So you got a lot of people who don't believe you when you tell them that they're alcoholic, because you go around telling people to have one shot on their birthday that they're alcoholic. So I just feel like, you know, I'm not requiring the general public to behave as therapists. You just need to live and be an example of a positive lifestyle, and then leave the treatment to the people who have, you know, studied and had a research behind it, you know? So like, we work together.
No. See, and this is why I'm glad. This is why
I want to. Tammy made a comment. Joe, can you put up Tammy's?
Got you.
Can you put up Tammy Dixon's comment?
Okay, right here. I don't know for sure, but he probably never knew love, so it was impossible for him to give love. That's very powerful. Thank you for that one, Tammy. What's y'all take on that, ladies?
Well, yeah, you can't give something that you've never had modeled. Here's the thing: there's nothing new under the sun.
I agree.
Go ahead.
Right.
Oh, okay. So there's nothing new under the sun. I was just
gonna say I agree. Usually when
I think we got a delay. Is it me?
I don't. I think it's probably. I think y'all both are delayed. All right. Let's see. Okay. Say something. Okay, Jace, are you there? Are you there?
Yeah, it might be me that's delayed.
Just back out and then come right back in.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna go on my phone. It's probably my computer.
Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead, Topaz.
Okay, I was just saying that there's nothing new under the sun, right? Which means everything that you know has to have been modeled at some point in time. You know, there's research that says whether or not you can just, think of something out of the clear blue sky and be able to do it. Yeah, but that's rare. And even then, if the idea was placed in you by something in your environment, don't necessarily have to be a person modeling it. The idea has to formulate and be triggered from somewhere. So he can't. If he's never experienced love, he can only mimic what he thinks love looks like. And for him, with the life that he describes, people tell him they love him because he has money, or because he just made a song that a lot of people can relate to. But here's the thing, he was living that every day, whereas you only had to relate to those experiences on the weekends. Okay, so he's out there bearing his soul, and everybody's able to relate to it as a catchy tune, but then you're able to put it back down. For him, that environment doesn't stop. And so the love for him, he feels probably like, well, I'm successful. A lot of people love my music. Like, think his love probably came in the definition of what he can do. So he never got praised for just being him. And here's my take. What could a 7-year-old, and I'm harping on this because I think that was a big turning point in his life. What could a 7-year-old do to where the adults around him feel like, we can't handle you anymore, we're going to put you in an institution? I'm sorry, I find it hard to believe that a 7-year-old is big enough, strong enough, and creative enough to come up with something that you as an adult can't overcome. So he had a lot of people that gave up on him. And then what happens when you put a 7-year-old in institutions? You tell them, this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you. This is for your own good. And they start to believe that. They start to believe that if they don't have that type of stringent, thing around them, that no one's loving them. They get a warped sense of what love actually means. So then he becomes controlling and abusive in a relationship because it's going to hurt me more than it hurts you. And I'm doing this for your own good.
I think one of the things about it, and I thank you for saying that, Tope. But like I said, this is why I enjoy having these certain talks, especially with people that it's like I said, I never want to do an echo chamber. I want to be able to have these conversations because we need it where people from all points of clarity are looking at it. And I don't want people to think, like I said, again, that's why I have to keep on repeating. We're not doggone. I don't want. Listen, I want this man to find peace, but I'm telling you right now, like one man had told me, the only way he feels at peace is when he is possibly dead.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we brought back. We brought back. I brought back one friend who was doing heroin, and he was crying. You know what I'm saying? We was around. I said, "Yo, you okay? We got you, man." He was like, "Why didn't y'all just let me die?" Like I literally upped my dosage so that way I could get out. Like I don't want to be here no more. And
right.
and sometimes, and I know people say, "Well, you're being sick, you're not caring." No, you understand this. DMX life was full of pain. I want fathers to understand that. I want men to understand that this man dealt with a lot of pain in his life. Listen to a lot of his music. You know what I'm saying? I kick, I push, and I get knocked down again. Like he's talking about people were just using him like a needle and throwing him away. And I'm not, and understand it's like, again, like how some people were looking at it from some men. And I want y'all to understand this. Some men, ladies, don't know how to love. I know how to have sex with you. I know how to make you laugh. I might even know how to say certain things to pick at you. But Jay, I don't know how to properly love you.
And BMT, let me add on to that. Some men don't know that love is a requirement or either it's a good thing. They believe that it's possible or either it shows maturity for you to be able to live without actually experiencing genuine love. They feel like it's immaterial. They don't place a value on it. So then they never go out and learn or figure it out. And then when you bring it up, it's like, okay, but that's childish, that's selfish, and it's literally aversive. Because guess what? When you have a chaotic background, that becomes your comfortable. That becomes your new normal. You don't know how to function outside of that.
So hold on. So let's look at this, y'all. So I want you to understand this. See, this is why we're doing a teachable moment for y'all. This is men and women talking, and we're balancing it out for y'all. That how, listen, a lot of people on here searching for pieces on social media for how to repair relationships. Just think about that. DMX was searching through the bottle, through sex, through drugs, through traveling the world to find that, and so he never really found that peace. I was very surprised when he said, hey, like he started praying at the Breakfast Club, like Charlamagne was staring at him like, what is this DMX? Like, this is he high? Like, hey, y'all gonna watch that video. Charlamagne was staring at DMX like Charlamagne was quiet. Like he said, I ain't never seen this in my life. Like X is praying? Like, what's going on? Is this man like, because they never seen him sober.
Yeah.
So that
imagine being so X been around for a long time. Like he was around. He been around since the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. Imagine that this man been doing interviews, traveling for years, and Charlamagne been around for a long time, probably almost as long as X been around. and he ain't never seen that man sober.
You've never seen that. See that, and that's why I'm saying that. That's why when y'all, that's why that's why some people I don't think people understand the gravity of people who've been around this man, or when they hear from his wife or his kids, and they say things, and people think that y'all are judging him. See, as the audience, as the fans, or the onlookers, we're only seeing the entertainment side.
Right.
Not the guy who was pretending he was an FBI agent with a squad car driving through the airport. Like he's and so when his kid got on there, it takes a lot for a young black man, or just a black man, to get on national TV and cry and say, "I just want you to be my dad."
Mm-hmm.
That I don't know. I listen, y'all. I just want you to understand. I understood that, but I cried and told that to my daddy. I said, listen, I don't want James. I don't want Mr. Johnson. I don't want Rockman. I just want you to be my daddy for once. Like, stop talking to me like I'm an employee. Stop talking to me like I'm just some soldier. Just be my daddy. Like, that's it. Like, stop talking to me like I'm some 1950 color purple. Suck it up, man. Like, you can cry in front of me, old man. I'm not going to judge you.
I think this generation, when I say this, I mean like us, like the adults now. Like a lot of us were raised by baby boomers. I know I was. And
Yeah, I was.
We're going to have that conversation. I can't wait to be at that conversation.
Yeah. And
Me too. I'm gonna be in there because I was, and that. Oh Lord, that generation, Jesus.
Yeah, they have a hard time with
emotion.
emotion. And that's the thing. Like, you think my father grew up in 1960s Alabama. Like, I'm just saying, like, I think he has a hard time showing emotion even now. And it's kind of like when people ask, like, oh, how come you not like this or that with your... I don't have an issue with my father, but I just know, I'm just like, you know what, it is what it is. Kind of like what Topaz was saying about mending relationships and stuff. I don't have a bad relationship with him, but I don't have a great relationship with him.
And let me say this. My parents grew up in the 60s. I mean, well, they were adults towards the late 60s, right? And so one thing that I do give them credit for is the fact that they aren't good with emotions, because back then they didn't have time for emotions. They were busy, They were trying to achieve something and they were still being attacked. And, emotions could get you killed, or at least get you off your square and you forget the mission. So I gave them credit for that. My issue with the baby boomers is that, here's the thing: after you finished all of that, be open to enjoying the success. A lot of them that I meet are bitter. Now, my dad was the one for me that was the most stable. He he was the one that showed me emotions and stuff like that. But my mother, we do not have a great relationship at all. And she refuses to accept that, okay, I needed something different, not wanted something different. I'm not just being selfish and disrespectful. I'm telling you, I needed something different. I'm telling you that I was in pain and you did something that caused that, whether that was your intention or not. I want you to stop doing the thing. Not when I tell you something hurts me, you do it more and more and more and tell me that you're trying to get me used to it. What the fuck else is that? Like, no, just stop doing the thing. I'm not even asking you to do anything different. I'm asking you to not do this one thing.
I think,
but that generation is very selfish, in my opinion.
Listen, Topaz, let me know. Let me know when you want to have that talk.
We can have that conversation.
We want. There might be some tears. There might be some shit that might get hot. But I will.
Man, I didn't cry enough. I don't got no more tears left, so I'll be the one to talk if y'all.
Don't say that. Don't say that. I hate when you be saying that. Like, it's a goddamn. I just want to go hold it right now. See, y'all.
Man, I gave up. I quit. Like, I literally got worn down. I quit.
Stop.
Okay, BMT.
I can save one soul today. But like here's the thing, listen, y'all. I know this, like, listen, y'all, like, sometimes I listen. And I hope DMX kids, they do hear this. If they do, listen. I know you only get one daddy. We only get one mom. And when they gone, they gone. When they gone, they gone. And like I told mine, I said, you were a stubborn son of a bitch, but you're still my daddy.
Yeah.
And I love you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I get it. I totally
get it. You know what I'm saying? And we us on this panel, we understand that.
Yeah.
And
You
we're
know
gonna,
how many times I done called you crying over my father, just like I
yup,
hate him. I
yup.
hate him.
And I would say,
Yep.
go in there. The man love you. He just don't know how.
Yeah.
Some of our parents just don't know because of the fuckery that they dealt with and were in. Or Topaz was saying they don't know how to love properly. They didn't know how to love properly. They were just like uh, our dynamic, our people were just in survival mode.
Yep. That's
That's
what
why
it is. A lot of
I
us,
never,
a lot of us were raised on survival and not love.
right. So
Right.
I never understood this infamy of we need to go back in the day. Fuck that. This is why the younger generation these days are like, no. Like this is why the women and the men are like, no, we're not going back
Right,
to
and
that.
that's the
Like
funny thing
I'm
you
not
say
doing that
that
shit.
because, like, I told you my daughter is, so she's 14. She is. Did I sent you the picture of her in her little anime outfit and
Right.
everything? Right. It's like she is kind of in an alternative, thing with anime, and she dresses up and stuff like that. And it's like, but we let her. And it's like we've had
Mm-hmm.
people be like, "Oh, well, she's young. You can't be letting her dress the way she want, and
Let
you
her be
buy
a
her everything
child.
you want." And I'm like, "Yo, we have, my ex again. She lives with my ex husband most of the time. She's with me, part time. But he makes a lot more money than I do, and you know what? He buy that girl whatever he wants, and vice. I buy what I can. I'm not saying I don't, but it's like, is she spoiled? Probably, more than
But
likely.
she makes the
But
grades. She's
I believe you
respectable.
can't spoil kids.
right, and it's just, I think a lot of that is because, like we said, back from the baby boomer generation, it's like we had, and I'm not saying my parents did or didn't have the money. I didn't grow up poor, but it's kind of like I got basic necessities and
Shit,
that
I
was it.
did. I did. I grew up in poverty.
I got basic necessities and that was it. So if I had a chance, like, I've bought her when I went to go see her this past weekend. I probably bought her a whole bunch of shit that she ain't fucking need. I know she didn't need it, but hey, it made her happy. And see,
But
I
here's the
think,
thing: you can buy her stuff, and you sound to me, Miss J, like you still are teaching your kids values as you're buying them stuff.
yeah,
See, like my problem with the baby boomers is because their parents were so happy to have their spouses back home from war that they doted on the children. Those baby boomers weren't required to do a whole lot of anything growing up. That's why you had Woodstock. That's why you had all of the weed and birth control pills and free love and all of that shit. That's why. Because they didn't believe adulthood came with any responsibility. And so I've talked to several baby boomers. Now, this one isn't from my mom, right? She is somebody I know's mom. And she sits around like just super excited about all of the money that she got, but you don't feel like you needed to have taught your kids no value system. But then you want to get mad when they do something only when your friends call you and tell you that they did something that shames you in front of other adults.
right,
Now you want to be a parent.
now it's like, oh, don't do nothing to embarrass me. And that's the thing.
Right.
It's like we're kind of more, I wish somebody would say that my kid was embarrassing, because that happened with my father, where he took my daughter somewhere and she's like, she was embarrassing me because she didn't want to speak to anybody. I was like, she don't know them people.
Exactly. Like, understand that kids have emotions and that you have to make them comfortable to want to speak to people. See, a secure attachment means your kid is not afraid to go out in the world and experiment. And they know when they come back to you, it's not going to be a bunch of criticism and blaming of them if they fail. It's going to be you teaching them what they need to know in order to turn their failure into success. That will create a secure attachment. But, and I'm going to get off the baby boomers thing right after this, BMT. Just let me know when you want to have that panel. But here's my thing, right? I've met some good baby boomers, right? Like my English teacher in high school was a good baby boomer. But, the thing that they do is a whole lot of blaming. Everything is somebody else's fault. I've noticed that that's a pattern. So if your kid is embarrassing you, at any point, do you stop and think about the fact that maybe you didn't teach your kids something that they would have needed in that situation, or either you taught them something different? Here was my attitude with my mom is she would tell me when I'm in the house that you can't trust nobody. Don't talk to nobody.
Right.
You don't have no friends. You don't need no peers. All you need in life is me. And I would literally be, told, like, she'd go around telling the whole family I'm disrespectful if I had a friendship or something, right? That I'm putting her out some kind of way, like she's expected to do something. And I'm like, what are you expected to do? I don't get it. But okay. So then, and here's the instance with that. I know I tell a whole lot of my personal stories on here too, but I'm going somewhere, I promise. So here's the issue. Then when my teachers tell her, oh, well, she's antisocial in class, she's emotionally immature, then she wants to yell at me and say I was supposed to have somehow figured out a way to make sure that the kids didn't tell on me for not wanting to play with them, that I didn't get attention out of the adults at the school that made them call her. It was never the fact that she taught me something wrong and didn't teach me something good.
You know, one of the things about it, like I said, you know, sometimes, believe it or not, people, our parents are stupid. We love them.
Yeah.
Our parents are stupid. And,
Yep.
and sometimes I always amazed. No, they're like, well, not my mama. Trust and believe. You just don't want to say it out loud. I understand. Not my daddy. It's okay.
And you know what's fun, and it's interesting you say that, because there's things that I've learned about my mother after she's passed, and I'm like, yo, why? And it's like, and that's the thing, like you know, like Topaz was saying, everything's like a big secret. Don't say nothing to nobody about this or that. So now, you know, my mother's been gone almost 10 years, and it's like I'm learning stuff, and I'm like, well, damn, ain't nobody told me that before. Nobody told me that before. And it's like, I kind of have animosity towards my whole family, really.
Right.
And it's like, so like I said, the said family member that died, and, you know, the other family member that's calling me about it, I'm just like, yo, I don't want to say I don't care. Yes, I care, because it was a family member. But it's just like, don't come to me with the drama and BS. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, because everything, like, you know, like Topaz was saying, everything is like a big secret. Oh, everything stay in this house. But y'all don't tell kids nothing. Or even when you're an adult, you don't say nothing. Everything's like a big family secret. And, you know, and it's like, I think now we're kind of more open with our kids. We're, you know, I feel like with me, like I'm open and real with my daughter. Like I know she's 14. There's certain things she can like deal with and take. I told her straight up, sorry, Joe, sorry. I told her straight up that niggas ain't shit. But I also said men are great. And I explained why. And I told her not to get caught up when you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of just giving the abbreviated version. But, you know, back in the day, it's like, oh, you know, don't talk to boys, don't do this, don't have relationships with boys. It's like, well, wait, why?
Oh, and if too many of them in your face, you must be doing something that I don't know about. Like, and this is the last story I'm gonna tell, I promise, because I got to get off here because I got a client. So I got tired of being called a bitch and stuck up at school for not going with dudes, and then getting called a hoe when I get home because I'm just so good at sneaking that she hasn't caught me. It could never be that I wasn't doing the shit. It was just that I was doing it because all people do it. Right? Like that whole one size fits all parenting. I hate that model. I hate it. And I swore I would never do that to my kids. And then when she was in my life while I was raising my kids, she would literally be standing over my shoulder complaining because she talking about, you talk to them kids too much. You tell them too much. And I'm like, see, I don't have nothing to hide from my kids because I'm out here making good decisions. I found out a lot of bullshit that she did in her teenage years. And I was like, oh, you talking to yourself with this bullshit. Because I used to be trying to figure out where the fuck did she get these ideas from? Who's thinking like that? I'm out here like when girls in high school don't want to be my friend because I'm not going out there fucking and sucking these dudes with them. But then I get home and get accused of it anyway. Now, you know, see, I'm just proud of myself for not having just given in to the peer pressure, because at least one place I would be at peace. But no, I put up with a whole lot so that when I became an adult, nobody's going to tell me what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. And that's one of the things that I make sure I let my kids know. See, when Jay, when you was talking about your kids, what I hear is that you're being open with her so you get to learn her personality. You know what she can and can't handle. You know what she's capable of, what her tendencies are. It came as a shock to me at 32 years old that after all these years of living, my mother still has no idea of what my actual personality is. If somebody were to tell her, oh, this is a good person, she's smart, she did the right thing, she wasn't out there, she would never do nothing like that, she will then feel like, oh, I got them to lie to her some kind of way. I got them to cover up for me because I'm manipulative. You know, like the better I am, the worse I am in her eyes. And I literally had to have a whole group of people yelling at me, telling me, your mother can be jealous of you. Your mother can be angry because you were born. Your mother can, you know, be a bad person. Because, you know, we were taught that mom always knows everything.
Yep.
And we got to get away from that, because adults don't recognize that they might have done something that wasn't the right answer.
Because we don't know everything as adults. I'm 42. I sure as hell don't know everything.
Right, but you got to model being open to new information and knowledge for your kids, so that when they become an adult, they are open to new information and knowledge as a kid. Things are, you know, what else happens with our parents' generation? They forget what it was like to be a teenager, except for what they know that they're going to stop you from doing. Everything else, like they forget. They forget what kids do to you when the parents aren't there. And then they, like, the thing that angered me the most is when adults don't want to learn new technology, because I'm like, okay, so you're just going to require somebody to come over and do everything for you because it's owed to you because you lived a bunch of years. Here's my thing. If y'all had lived a bunch of years and also put in place a world for us to inherit where we had power to do all of this stuff, you can't stop me from making connections with peers and then expect me to just somehow have enough money for all your medications because Social Security don't pay for everything. No. I have a limited amount of money every paycheck, and I got 2 kids to raise. You raised your kids. You didn't put anything in place such that I would be able to take care of you in your old age. And if you don't like the fact that I'm going to feel relieved when you're gone, then you need to stop being a burden. Stop being, bitchy. Stop being evil. Stop being willfully retarded. And then maybe, and I'm not going to say that I wouldn't care, but I am going to, in fact, feel like a burden has been lifted. If all you do, if every time you talk to me it's something negative and criticizing, and it's always overlooking the positive things I've done that day, why would I be happy to hear from you? Why would I be happy to talk to you? I'm not going to choose to spend my leisure time talking to you if that's all you know how to talk about is gossip and bullshit and a bunch of wants that you didn't earn. What have you put in place? So that generation didn't put anything in place. Yeah, we got civil rights or whatever, but then y'all stopped after that. What else? Like, you supposed to build on that. You either growing or you dying. Those are your 2 options. So you can't require me to have something that you never taught me how to go out and get. And I think that's what DMX is going to be like when his kids and everything, like he's leaving his kids behind by doing all of this. They don't get to have their father. Their kids don't get to have their grandfather. Right. So he can't be mad if they're like, okay, I'm glad he just found some peace. He's going to have to get over it if they don't come visit him in the hospital because he hasn't been in their life all these years. You weren't a staple in their life. Their life changes not one iota by you dying.
Like, and that's one of the things about it that when I look at it from DMX, and like I said, Topaz, best believe we will have this talk. So after you talk to your finish talking to your client, call me. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And we'll like I said, you gotta understand. In looking at it from a lot of you fathers, a lot of you men, I listen to a lot of you. I do listen to y'all. I listened to a man. He said he had 7 kids, but he wanted to know why don't the community teach financial literacy in the community.
I mean, I ask that all the time, and I know I've said it many times on the show too.
But the thing
outside of the 7 kids part, I'm just saying.
I know, but I'm like, if you have 7 kids, brother, where do you get the time to teach all of them? If you got 7 kids, 5 baby mamas.
Even if you had 7 kids in the same household. Listen, if you had 7 kids with 1 woman, I can't see. I know you got 4 in this heart. So I can't see you having 7 kids in the same household and being able to equally show them give them everything they need.
I was there cheering like a cheerleader when Mimi went on birth control. I was cheering there like a cheerleader. Like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I said, sometimes the valve has to be shut off, the well of life. Listen, this is not the olden day where we're riding on a horse and buggy. And so y'all gotta understand, like, for DMX, yes, I'm hoping that he does get help. We
Joe, like everybody is in the chat talking about the baby boomers.
I promise y'all, listen, Topaz and I will get together and I will get with Jay and we will set up the baby boomer talk. I know. Listen. I already know there's a lot on that one. Like I said, they listen. We right now we just living in the after effect. But a lot of them like jumping on. Well, it seems like y'all can't handle this. Y'all can't handle that.
Right.
We can go ahead and look at the history books. Y'all fucked up a lot of the planning, bro.
Right.
So
Right.
we're now just saying fuck y'all. We're doing us. So it is what it is. Like, don't get me wrong. We'll carry y'all to out of Egypt, but after that, motherfucker, we walking. We
But you know
walking.
what, Joe? That's the thing, and I guess that's where we're going with this to get kind of circle back around. Like, you know, you think about it, he didn't have a traditional 9 to 5. Like, even we'll take the drug use off the table. Just take the drugs
Mhm.
off the table and alcohol, whatever substances he used off the table. He didn't have a traditional 9 to 5 job, so he was constantly traveling, working late nights, working early mornings. Like, he didn't, like, I log in at 8:30, I log off at 5, and I'm off Saturday and Sunday and holidays. Like, so you can't tell me that you probably got kids in different states and different zip codes and area codes and everything else. Do you even know all their names?
I'm trying to go. I was gonna go look up. Maybe you can look up for me. How many baby mamas does DMX have? You couldn't been that goddamn fucking busy dropping that many
I
babies.
mean, to be
And
fair, it only takes a minute.
so, okay, so, so if you put out that many babies, listen, you are part of your own demise. You see,
Okay, so
how,
he has 15 kids.
yep. Uh-huh.
So he has 4 with, I guess, his last wife that she just, let's see, hold on, it's coming up. Okay, so DMX has been married once. He has 4 children with his former wife. And so he married her in 1999, and they have 4 children together. They were married for 11 years, and that's when he went on couples therapy, all of that stuff, blah blah blah
Yeah,
blah
that's the
blah.
one that said she's done with his ass. She's done with his
Well, you know
bullshit.
what? And yeah, they divorced in 2012. Yeah, so I'm sure because she was probably there before if they married in 1999, that was probably the chick he went to school with. You know what I'm saying? That was probably the chick from around the way that he grew up with, whatever, whatever, whatever.
But see,
So,
that's the one that was seeing, right?
right.
That was the one that was seeing him. Yo,
It
another
just says
baby
he has
coming.
an additional 11 from several different women.
So that means
So,
so put that into account, y'all. 11 years,
and only
right?
one of his kids, so his last child that was born in 2016, I guess, is with the woman he's with now. And that's probably the only one he probably raised is the one he's with now.
Because all them other kids, and best believe she did bring that. She said, "Yo, you know how stupid I look." Where every time I would hear another baby popping up, and I'm
The
raising
oldest is
four,
28. Just so good to give you. So the oldest is 28, and then he got a baby born in 2016. Let's do the
right? So that means
math.
you're expecting them kids to raise their siblings, and I hate that after when
Yeah.
the children have to raise their sibling. I hate that with a passion. I know. I understand.
And you know what happens? They don't turn out. So that, I have that, not me personally, but my ex-husband, his oldest son is now 21 with his first wife. And they had gotten divorced and she went on to have 3 more children. So, he was living with her and he was like a teenager in high school. He ended up suffering a lot, depression. He was cutting himself a lot because his mother was off doing whatever. And he was basically raising his siblings. And it's like, we didn't know that until like after the fact. I think I told you that when he started missing school and stuff, and his father finally called him, was like, yo, what's going on? Why is he not going to school? Oh, well, it was like, then mother was like, oh, I didn't know. Because he was raising his siblings. And it caused so many issues with him. And I think even now, I think it affects him. So you can't tell me that it's like, giving you character or whatever the case may be. Even now, I think it affects him.
An ex of mine's, an ex of mine's has 6 kids, all different moms, friends. Has four from all different moms, a lot that are in our generation. And what's going on? What's going on, Brandy? My favorite model, aka slash the ultimate future sugar baby. Now, let's get back to what I was saying. Listen, y'all. DMX is in a bad situation. It amazes me. None of his friends. See, this is the thing you gotta always be careful. You never
Yeah,
know.
they're not specifying how many baby mamas. They talk about his ex-wife who he was married.
I
I
think
pulled up a different article. So they're talking about his ex-wife who I already mentioned, and then the children that he's got now.
I think
So
sometimes they do a good job, like celebrities. They do a good job hiding their their sugar babies or their doggone their mistresses or their baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? Like God knows how many future got out there. Like shit, we don't know. I probably walked by one when I went to the boardwalk yesterday. I don't know. I don't know. I looked at one of them kids. I had to take a second gander at her. Like, where'd you get that baby from? I'm from Atlanta. Fuck. I know whose baby that is. Okay. No. Just go over there. Y'all sometimes listen. Like I said, he's dealing with a lot of demons. These women, I know y'all think DMX has money or some type of royalty. Like his wife done told y'all, he broke. A lot of these older dudes like talking to these young, impressionable women that working at Starbucks or Zaxby's or some
yeah,
shit.
here goes to say he has one kid with a woman named Monique Wayne, just a regular chick, I guess. And he has
Mm-hmm.
two kids with quote unquote model. So has on again off relationship. So they have two kids together. So far we up to like 5 baby mothers.
God damn.
That's
Shit.
just the ones they know about.
Listen. Listen. I might be able to get lucky and get off 3 nuts. Probably 2 if I get a cheese sandwich. I don't know. Fuck, if I feel good. But after that, I don't got a lot of time to be running the house to house. Shout out to the AKA, the GOAT, AKA Cody from goddamn Sister Wives. And he said this out of his own mouth. I regret doing a poly relationship. This is the worst thing ever.
Really?
When them Sister Wives heard him say that shit, Cody, you don't mean that. He was like, yeah. Like, do you not see me? Cody looks so defeated right now. I'll be like, Cody, just hold on. Your stimulus check is coming. Just hold on.
His ex-wife, the first one, is in New York. So she's on the East Coast. His youngest child, I guess they're out in Arizona.
Oh shit, he ain't
Come on
raising
now.
that kid. He's not raising that kid. Fuck.
Right. You not
Again.
travel. It's hard enough for me being in Florida and her being in Connecticut, and I just got one.
Yeah, DMX ain't raising that child. That child's out there. that child out there being raised by some white man. Yeah. That child out there being raised by some white man or some Hispanic truck driver. So
not a truck. Damn, not a truck.
Good luck to you, DMX baby. Good luck to you. If you are wise, I would not mention your daddy's DMX. I would just.
That's probably why they don't really have much information on it, because that's probably what it is. Like they know he got a bunch of kids, but the kids is like.
I mean, Jay, would you want to take on that debt? Like, or would you be like, you know what?
I'll just be like, I don't know. You know what? I don't know who my daddy is.
I don't know who.
I don't know. My mom said it was a one night stand. That's all I know. I don't know who my daddy is.
I don't know who this is. They're gonna have to figure me out. They're gonna have to figure out who the hell my daddy is. And like I said, some women, they know who the father is. They don't want to admit who the father is, but they're like, shit, that's more headache. So for some of y'all fellas who be like, she never told me, there's probably a reason why she didn't tell you. And she's like, shit, do I really want this in my life? Do I really want this sort of problem? Like, I don't know. Like, the dick it was okay, but goddamn, it's not worth the headache. So, you know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, like, when it comes to DMX and all his woes, his problems, you got to start asking yourself, what is it that DMX honestly does want? So honestly, what DMX does want. So other
I
than
don't
that,
know.
Jay,
We still trying. He said, "What y'all bitches want from a nigga?" So I don't know. We don't know. I'm sorry. I just had to.
so the most we could probably say, okay, so coming up later on today, and like probably later on this evening, and I'm probably going to reach out to a few people. We're going to do the talk with Lamelo Ball, and Tiana Trump. You
Who's
had it
Lamelo
done,
Ball?
huh?
Who's Lamelo Ball?
The Baller family. Them damn weird ass looking kids. Them weird ass looking kids that black dude, that bald black dude said that he's better than Jordan and he gonna get all three
Oh,
of his
ball.
kids in him.
Oh, oh,
The
oh,
Ball
oh.
family. They all suck in my eyes. They all I don't know what the hell's so good about them. Everybody swept down because, I guess they have a TV show and they got a piece of shit shoe. So but the son that they got into the NBA, his dad said, listen, you in the NBA, you don't need to be dating no females, which we know that's a lie. Like, they're going to date some people. Like, me, I don't know why can't y'all just go and find some girl going to school at DeVry College, and what are you doing? Well, I'm gonna go be a nurse, or I'm gonna go be, what's the people that draw blood and shit? Like, find a woman that's literally doing something with their life, an EMS, or, somebody, damn it. But y'all don't do that. Y'all find these goddamn porn stars and these goddamn OnlyFans girls that are busting their goddamn coochie every night. And I guess that's a profession now, but then now you got no listen, y'all can't wait till I do this one, y'all, for you high value goddamn monkeys. Because when I do this one, I'm saying y'all gonna have to explain the algorithm. He done had himself a rich daddy. He had a daddy. He had a white mommy, so you can't blame the black woman. And you know what I'm saying? He was a mixed baby, so he had both sides, and he had all this stuff. He had all this stuff at his fingertips. And this nigga still gets with a goddamn hoe. Y'all, I'm not holding back. I'm not. I'm not saying. I'm not dodging shit. I'm bringing all the smoke. I'm gonna blow so much fire like a fucking dragon. And I want y'all to please try to defend that. Because ain't no goddamn way. Ain't no way. Y'all can't blame white supremacy for this one. You can't blame goddamn there was no daddy in the home. So
Right.
so you had it where he does. Mind you, this is the one that was stealing in China. So so we gonna have this conversation. Yes. So let's go ahead. We'll do that later. On these dudes, they love their hoes. These men, they love their hoes. It's not something you did, Jay. You know what I'm saying? A man, I don't
Now
know why.
remember, but Joe, I am of low value because I am overweight with a child. So,
Okay.
I am of low value. But apparently, being a porn star, as long as you got a fat ass, hey, you can get a high value man. I mean, hey, it doesn't matter that the whole world doesn't see the inside of your coochie. But
Every
hey.
goddamn, I've done seen plenty of her videos. I know what she's capable of. Please, I don't know what she told you to get you.
So I guess that would lead me to a question of I thought high value men ask how many bodies a woman has.
shit. The stuff that I done seen her body go through, she done took a whole goddamn Gatorade, the gallon Gatorade down her damn vagina snatch. I don't know how she survived that shit. Shout out to you, Tiana Trump. Anybody that can do a wheelbarrow and walk upside down with a goddamn penis in their gut
Stop
and,
it.
and
Stop
recite the
it.
alphabet backwards, you know what? You deserve an NBA
That's
team.
why I say hoes get wiped up every day. And
Yeah,
listen,
goddamn it, boy.
I'm not hating on a porn star. I'm not
I'm
hating on a
not. I'm
porn
not.
star.
I don't have no smoke for Tiana Trump. I got no smoke for him.
However, dudes always be moved. How many times we say they move the goalposts when it's somebody that they want?
Yep. They're gonna have a hard. Boy, I can't wait till we do this one. Oh my God. Oh, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be breathing fire on this motherfucker. God damn, boy. At 6, boy. I'm be. Jay, what time you want to do that show on goddamn?
Wait, we doing that tonight?
Yes, or you want to do it tomorrow?
Oh, we could do it tonight. That's fine. I'm about to go to the gym. 7, 8,
Okay. Want to do that? You want to do that 7?
7 or 8 is fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. When high value be high value puna.
Oh my goodness, yeah, we can do it. 7 is fine. I'm gonna go to the gym and do my thing.
You know what I'm saying? Jay,
Hold on, because I'm low value, so I gotta.
Jay, if you get your body right like Tiana Trump and take on as much penises as she does,
Clearly, all I gotta do is be a porn star, apparently, because
how do porn stars get NBA players and Drake?
Because I thought that if they was used up,
nobody would take them.
Right, the loving homes, we know this. Men don't care about shit like that. But in the manosphere, we're talking about the manosphere. Yeah, I'm overweight. So think about it. I don't even know how I have a man at this point. I'm just saying.
The anomalies that are happening in 2021. I'll be explaining. Anomalies happening. But you guys, we will see you guys later. I'm BMT along with Jay of low value.
Yes. Drake got a kid with a porn star too. But anyway, okay. Let's see you later.
Yeah, hopefully we can get Tiana Trump on here and we can ask her. We can hopefully get her on here also. Oh goodness.
All right.
We'll see you guys later. Peace. Y'all have a good day.